I'm leaving. I can't believe you stupid bitch. You call the cops.
Put that in your hands up.
Welcome to First Person Defender, where regular people come face to face with unknown attackers.
Drop the gun! Whoa! Stop! Don't make fire! Get out, dude! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Fight their way out.
Drop the gun!
This is First Person Defender.
Any police officer will tell you dealing with a domestic disturbance call is difficult and dangerous. Well, that's what we have cooked up for our good guy today on First Person Defender.
These force-on-force scenarios use training guns that fire non-lethal projectiles.
My name's Trent. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I work a remote desk job as a data scientist. My interest in firearms started as a young age, originally from moving from BB guns, 22s, rifles, shotguns, and then as I got a bit older, moved into handguns and eventually getting my concealed carry permit. Due to the limited amount of training that I do have, I'm interested to see how I'll react in a situation like this where there's a lot of unknown variables and see, what gaps I have in my skills and where I can improve. A little nervous, but worst I could do is fail, and I feel like with failure I'll be learning, so.
Trent's an interesting guy. He actually works a desk job from home, and he doesn't have to carry a gun all the time. Trent doesn't really have any training, so this will be great for him. He's going to get a good experience. We've got a fantastic scenario. Of course, we've pulled it straight from the news. People that don't have a lot of training, this is a great start for them and an eye-opener.
Trent is being a good friend, consoling and protecting a domestic violence survivor. Trent's about to find out how serious this issue can get.
Is he currently here in the home?
Yeah, it happened right there.
Where is he at?
I don't know. I called the police. He left. I called the police.
So he did leave the home?
Yes, he left.
Okay.
I don't know if he's on the premises, but he left. So, yeah, I'm just nervous. Hopefully the police will be here soon, though.
Okay. Well, look, yeah. I know you're not comfortable with firearms and things like that, so I did bring this pepper spray.
Okay.
So I would like you to hold on to that and do not be afraid to use it if he comes back and tries to attack you. So you're not sure where he went?
Can you check that?
Here, can you get into the bedroom?
Okay.
Get behind the bed.
Okay.
Who is it?
Police department.
Who is it?
Police department.
Trent and Shirley are questioned by the police about domestic troubles. Once the officers leave, Trent and Shirley believe the evening is over.
Has he been doing this a lot to you?
Hey, you call the cops?
Whoa, stay right there. Stay right
You
there.
call the cops, really?
Stay right there, don't move.
What are you doing pulling a gun?
Don't move.
You're calling the cops.
Hey,
Why are you
move.
calling the cops?
Get
I
out.
told you not to call the
I
cops.
asked you to leave.
Why you got a gun? You're not gonna shoot me.
I asked you to leave.
Who are you anyway? Is this the guy? This is the guy.
Don't worry about it.
This is
Leave.
him? I'm telling you, I cannot believe you called the cops. You're gonna regret this. You're gonna definitely regret this for pulling a gun, for sure. Both of you guys, I cannot believe you called the cops. Both of you, what are you doing following me? I'm leaving, obviously.
Now.
I'm leaving. I can't believe you stupid call the cops.
Put that in your hand, drop it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you call the cops again, you're both gonna have problems. Dude, get the gun out of my face. I'm warning you right now. I am warning you right now. If you don't get that gun out of my face, I will
Out of the house
you up.
now.
I'll you up. Oh, I'm gonna get friends. You're in trouble now.
If you come back, you're getting shot.
I'm not getting shot.
Call 911 again.
Index, index, index. All right, man, tell me what happened in there.
Yeah, so I had a call from my cousin, had a domestic abuse case here with her boyfriend, and so when I came over, wasn't sure if the threat was still in the house. I wanted to make sure that the boyfriend did in fact leave, and she's made it clear to me that she's not comfortable with firearms, so I did bring over some spray to give her, and then once made sure everything was good with her, she had actually previously called the police Police showed up, wanted to make sure that we identified him. He came in, took down some information, and then shortly after he left, the boyfriend found out that the police was here, came storming into the house, and due to the fact that the incident that already occurred, felt it was necessary to go ahead and draw my weapon. From there, just began to issue verbal commands, and he wasn't really listening too much, screaming back at me, but he did begin to leave and abruptly pulled out his phone, which made me a little nervous, thinking it was a firearm at first. Movement, I did recognize that it was a phone, so tried to have good trigger discipline, and then as he began to finally walk out of the door, saw that he was reaching with his left hand this time, and I did identify a gun as he began to draw.
This scenario was pulled directly from the news. This really happened. Girl gets beat up by her boyfriend. Her dad comes to the house to wait with her and help her. A cop comes, takes the report. He leaves, bad guy comes back, and he ends up having to shoot the boyfriend. So you're not far off.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but glad to go through a scenario like this to learn.
Did a fantastic job. You maintained control of the household. You answered the door when the cops came. You never got too comfortable in the house. There was a lot going on there. And we're going to cover it inside, and we're going to talk about some training points.
If you know and love 1911s and you want to carry a 1911, you still need something that is carryable. So enter the Colt Defender, short and sweet. 45 ACP, but it still has that 1911 grip angle, that 1911 trigger, and a thumb safety if you prefer that. So check it out, the Colt Defender.
So, Trent, you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
But one of the things I want to point out is your trigger finger discipline. I don't know that the cameras can catch what you were talking about. You say you were on and off the trigger and you had a pretty good idea when you were.
Yes.
When was the first time you touched the trigger?
I want to say as he was approaching into the dining room, as he began to come semi-aggressively towards me, wasn't sure if he was about to lunge, and from what I remember, could be recalling wrong with the adrenaline going, but that's when I first got on the trigger. As he began to back up, I let off of the trigger. I want to say as he began to move in here and begin to leave, I was off of the trigger, and then once I saw the gun draw from the left hand, I engaged the trigger.
Let's play a game called action versus reaction. I got my bad guy over here. Now he's got his hands behind his back, and he's got a cell phone and a gun.
Okay.
He's got a cell phone and a gun. We don't know which one's going to come out. So I want you to stand here, and you shoot when you think it's appropriate. You're telling him to get out, get out.
Get out, get out, get out.
Did his gun click before yours?
No.
Sure did. I could hear it. All right. So if that was loaded, he would have shot you first. All right. But you did shoot him a half a second later, or maybe 0.2 of a second later. But he shot you first. Let's play the same game from here.
Okay.
So he's there. You're giving him verbal commands.
Get out, get out.
Use cover properly, number one. Get behind here, lean out, maybe back up now. Okay. How about we back up just a little bit? Let's play the game one more time.
Get out.
Oof, you were pressing that trigger, weren't you?
I was hitting the trigger brake, yeah.
That's good. There. That's great, because you got to be ready, and you made a good decision. Let's play this game.
Get out. Get out.
You did everything really well. You got good hits on the guy, but for people that are watching at home, I want them to think about, because you're obviously a skilled shooter, you did a lot of things right. Not everybody has the trigger finger discipline and the awareness level that you have. So let's think about creating a little distance and using cover when we can.
The Ruger LCP Max. More ammo in a small package, almost the same size as the LCP2, but it comes with a 10-round and a 12-round magazine. Lots of 380 ACP to get the job done. It even comes with a pocket holster, and this small gun gives you lots of options on ways to carry. Summer carry, this might be the one for you. The LCP Max from Ruger.
self-defense scenarios, I talk a lot about being up on the gun and ready to shoot, especially when giving verbal commands. Now, I've demonstrated that where I'm talking and firing, but doing it with two people is a lot more fun, and I want to show you how we practice this. So I've got a light recoiling 22 mag. This is a great home defense gun. It holds 15 rounds. You can stand right here. I've got Trent out here. Trent, load and make ready. So Trent's gonna aim in. He's gonna be deep into that trigger. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my shot timer to just start him. And at the instant that shot timer goes off, he's gonna fire that round, because this is a live fire version of action reaction. And we're gonna see how long that actually takes. Let me set this to instant, and we are ready to go. So Trent, you got to fire this gun before, so you have a pretty good idea what the trigger feels like. So now you're gonna be issuing verbal commands to this target. When that timer goes off, I want you to deliver one shot, okay? So start talking to this guy.
Don't move! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out of the house!
.25, you fired 2 shots. Your first shot was at .46. Looks like good hits to me. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can make that a little shorter. That's almost a half a second that it takes you to react to that threat. So aim in.
Get out of the house!
.15. So action and reaction, it takes time. And after you practice this a little bit, tell me that you're not getting a little bit better with the trigger and the feeling for where you can be on it.
Absolutely, it feels much more comfortable, and the amount of pressure I can apply before I'm ready to fire.
Right. So if you're giving verbal commands, do it from a position of cover and be ready to shoot, because you have to expect the bad guy to commit violence against you.
First Person Defender brought to you by Springfield Armory, Range Ready, T4E, and Ruger.
Trent is back at Shirley's place, managing the situation. Is he able to use cover to back down the threat? This one is a judgment call that only Trent can make.
No, you can just sit here. I'm scared he's gonna come back.
Shirley!
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Who is it?
What's the deal? What the heck,
Who are
man?
you? Who are you?
Hey, stay right there.
Hold on a second. I'm calling the cops. You can't pull no gun on me.
Get out of here now!
You can't pull no gun on us.
Don't move, get back, get back, get to the room, man.
Get down!
Get back. You step further, you're getting
I got it
shot.
on video. Oh.
Leave. Get out of here.
Stop, don't shoot him, don't shoot him.
Get out of here. You take another step, you're getting shot. Call the cops, get in the bedroom.
Index, index, index. What happened?
So this time's scenario is a little bit different. Again, the cops were called, came in, got the situation, and this time I was sitting down, and shortly after the police left, the boyfriend must have been outside waiting. This time, instead of just one attacker, there were 2 attackers. I saw that the initial attacker, the boyfriend, had a glass bottle again in his hand, very similar to the one that was broken earlier in the situation. Looks like he went and got a friend this time. The friend was pointing, saying whatever he was saying, and he had an iPhone in his hand. I was trying to identify whether or not it was a weapon. Did not feel it was appropriate to shoot at that time, since I did have cover, and I did not identify a weapon, but as the boyfriend began to move closer, thought it was necessary to shoot him.
So the first time you did shoot him, he didn't go down. Don't ask me why. He's a glutton for punishment. But when people are drunk or they're hopped up, we shoot until the threat stops. Now the threat did stop temporarily, right? Mm-hmm. Because you didn't shoot again until What happened?
He seemed to just kind of still be on his feet, kind of stumbling forward towards us, not even necessarily backing away. And so I thought I fired 2 shots, but it seems like after the initial shot, fired 2 more shots, which did then put him on the ground.
You did a great job. You utilized cover. You had good trigger finger discipline, good identification of what were in people's hands. Because when you initially told me about the scenario, you didn't say anything about him breaking the bottle. You just said I had to put shots on target. But that's all part of your articulable facts, and that's why it's so important to be clear when you finally do talk about the incident. So all those things are important for everybody to understand, that you have to take some time, sleep on it. This is right now, right after the fact. You got it down pretty good. In the real world, a couple of sleep cycles, and then facts and circumstances start coming back to you.
To see all of Gun Talk's content, go to guntalk.com, guntalktv.com, or sign up for the Gun Talk newsletter.